Hello, friends, family. Hello, friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 3 between Scarlett and Ryung. It is rare to see these two players take each other on, because Scarlett honestly doesn't play a whole lot of online tournaments. She picks her tournaments kind of conservatively. Careful, you know, not showing up for every single Open Cup, like some other people do. You have like Clem, Max Packs, even Rainer nowadays. You know, they show up for the the opening of an envelope. But Scarlett, no, she's a lot pickier. Ryung, I think, is at most tournaments, so I'm a little bit familiar with him. Whenever I cast a Ryung game, I always feel the need to mention that all the Koreans respect him a lot. He's kind of like a grandfather that has good advice. You know, if a Korean Terran player is in trouble, who do they go to? To Maru? No, Maru just tells you to play faster, just be better, control your units better. Do they go to Bian? No, Bian will tell you to build more Marines and target more Banelings. They go to Ryung for advice, because he can, he can look at you and he can see what's wrong with you and he can fix it. Sadly for Ryung, the hands are getting a little bit older. The fingers aren't clicking as fast as they used to back in the day. He's above 30, and as we all know, life above 30 is practically worthless when it comes to StarCraft. I've been living that life for the past year and a half as well already, so I know all about it. And Ryung, a phenomenal strategist, but often mechanically a little bit lacking. Often tries to find kind of cheat codes, to go around that, either by playing smart build orders into fast all-ins, or for going for mech. These are his preferred options, as Scarlett's gonna go in with a 4-ling run-by. Does get caught here by the Reaper. So as long as no SCVs go down, I think Scarlett can be pretty... I think Ryung can be pretty okay with this. No SCVs will fall. Scarlett does get the full read though. Sees the 3rd CC, sees the factory, sees the starport. Pretty much has the full info right away, which is nice. It actually is very helpful. Knowing it's not going to be some type of 2-base all-in. You see the starport as well, so you know it's not going to be 2 factory play. Most likely just opening up with Banshees over here. I'd love to see some mech out of Ryung, but you never know for certain if he's going to do it. There's no Marine, by the way. That means Overlord technically could go for a free scout, but it's not what Scarlett wants. He's going to just keep the Overlord safe in the back. And we're going to get a Banshee out, most likely. At home we have a couple of links. This map is special, by the way. If you take a look here, this is pretty much a completely isolated base. Like, look how far away it is from any other spot. And this is also a pretty isolated base. And this one even has the gold mineral. So there are 2 bases which I think we could realistically consider to be completely neutral. And that means in case of a very campy, turtley mech game or a mass ghost tank type of situation, which is also something that Ryung is quite fond of, we could see Scarlett try to double expand towards these neutral bases. I freaking love neutral bases. I think it is one of the best concepts to disincentivize camping on maps, and we've seen them appear in more and more maps as of late. This is some phenomenal map making. So we see like the first 5 bases are fairly doable. Base 6, that is in range as well, but then base 7 and base 7, or 7 and 8, is going to be significantly harder. So interesting to see how that is going to play out here between these 2 players, who both seem to be quite keen on playing longer games, generally. Scarlett with phenomenal creep spread early on, holy crap. Dude, this is going fast, what the hell? A couple of neat tumors. Scarlett, of course, used to be very well known for having great creep spread, and I still feel like it's one of those things that you don't really lose, It's like riding a bike. Except spreading creep is significantly harder than riding a bike. If it actually was like riding a bike, then more people would be capable of doing it at such a high level. Oh, Transfuse is not going to get cast there, and so 1 queen is going to fall. 2nd queen's going to go down as well. No Overseer nearby to help out. This is actually a very serious issue. Hell, there's not even a lair here. That means that this spore needs to move a little bit further forward. Another queen in some serious trouble. Transfuse not in time. This was just an awful trade all around. I don't think Scarlett can look at this and think to herself, oh, this is how I imagined my early game. Maybe this is how she imagines her early game. She's just very pessimistic. Like, exactly as I expected. Life sucks. When you walk through the supermarket, you drop your your jug of milk. Or for the Canadians, I think they sell it in bags there. You drop your bag of milk, spill it all over the floor. And you sit there and accept it because you knew it was going to happen. You know, the day is wasted already. No one likes you. Your kids spit on you when you get home because you're a loser. Your wife only glares at you with an angry look. And you drop the milk in the supermarket. This is like the start of a character in a 2005 comedy movie starring Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler. With an appearance of the guy that says you can do it. Rob? And I think his name is Rob. I don't remember his last name. Steve? No. Rob Steve? It's funny how Steve can be a first name and a last name. Stevenson. Not bad. Alright. 1-1 upgrades coming out of Scarlett. So heavily focusing here on Ling Bane. We have the Hydras as well coming in. And we're on 6 gas already. Random macro hatch in the natural too. Centrifugal Hook's about to finish up. Ryung seems to be opting for a tank push with 2 tanks, a bunch of marines, and a dream of killing a base, or at least some creep tumors. Creep hasn't spread that much since the last time. Actually, the top side is insane. Look how freaking far this creep is. Bottom side isn't as far, but there was some problems there for Scarlett, of course, with those Banshee and those Hellion. So I'll forgive her for that slip up. But holy crap. That right side is like infinite freaking creep. Like, Ryung hasn't even scanned the tumors. He's like, there's no point. I do not have enough orbitals for this crap. Follow-up, by the way, is going to be Adrax, so this is relatively all in. Although Adrax never is truly all in. You know, there's always a way you can transition out of it. It has the power of an all-in, but the flexibility of a macro build. It's really the perfect thing you can do as a Terran player. I cannot believe he's fully on creep. This is actually crazy. This is the exact opposite of how you usually want to fight against Baneling compositions, and Banelings are just going to connect with all the Marines. I mean, this is... I really think that Ryung got discouraged by the amount of tumors he saw and was like, you know what, there's no point. I just don't have the scans for this. Like, he tried a little bit, but there's just freaking tumors everywhere, and they're going to continuously push out as well. Lots of Marines have died. Tank count has been reset as well. Overseer is still out, so these Banshees should not be capable of doing anything. I think the only thing that Ryung can do at this point is just take a fort base. Like, yeah, there we go. He's building a fort behind this. He's pretending like he's still putting pressure, and he is still putting pressure. Scarlett actually cut the 2-2 upgrades. Oh, that is very serious. Oi, oi, oi. That is very serious. Because that puts her way more all in than she should be, given the fact she's up 20-ish workers. Here comes another big flank. This is mainly a Hydra flank, though. Baneling's not quite done. Tank's not in position to help out. Ryung is going to lose a lot of units. Ryung doesn't know, but if he just moves back, clears 25 creep tumors, gets an extra base, and gets 5 or 6 tanks out, he might actually be in a playable position. Scarlett doesn't have a lair or a hive on the way. No infestation pit, no 2-2 upgrades. Now we're getting carapace and +2 melee as well. So she's going to be down an entire upgrade for an extremely long time. About 80 seconds or so, 85 seconds. It's going to make Marines very, very powerful. The lower the Baneling count, the more powerful these Marines are going to be. Banelings don't care too much about upgrades. Of course, nice if they have less carapace if you're the Terran, but if there's like 40 Banelings, like it just doesn't tend to matter so much. Okay. Fort CC is about to finish up here. We have a major attack towards the left. This is the 6th base that's going to get taken out. I love that Scarlett is skipping the middle for a bit, saying, hey, I want to start mining from this gold ASAP. In case we go to an accidental late game, I just want to have this base. It, of course, also is a little bit more vulnerable, and we're seeing the effects of that. Okay, this is a... Ooh, what? I was going to say, this is going to be a free battle here for Ryung. I think if he targets down that one Baneling, there is no way in hell that he loses that, but he didn't target down the one Baneling, decided to just pick up and run away, which is always a good strategy. Running away. No tanks in position at all to defend the fort base. Lots of Hydras moving over. A couple of SCVs here are going to end up falling. So you have a major Marine move out towards the right. We'll be capable of dealing with this, but I don't think this is a real issue. We're just going to be sending this out. That is crazy. Does not really have any major splash here. One mine shot is going to connect. 2 tanks in the back as well, definitely helping out. Don't forget, this is 2-2 upgrades against just 1-1 upgrades. Scarlett wants to fight because she does not want her opponent to get a higher supply count. +3 infestor, or sorry, 3 infestors, yeah, +3 infestors. 3 infestors into this army. Scarlett ideally wants to continuously trade. Like, the moment Scarlett stops trading is going to be a terrible moment. Fort base gets taken out here as well. Overseer falls. We have one Baneling that's burrowed, kind of in an awkward position. We also have a Ling that is burrowed here, so if a fort base ever does want to land, it's going to be tough. Scarlett's going to continue into this area right now. 2-2 has finished up, and the Hydras with 2 Carapace are kind of powerful, but... Ryung's army is big. 3-3 is on the way, +3 attack is almost halfway done. And Ryung is almost maxed out. So it is completely possible that Ryung goes for another full-out push. Scarlett just wants to stop that by continuously trading, saying, hey, I have way more income. Look at this. 3,600 minerals against 2,100 minerals. So even if she's trading poorly, as long as there's no fort base, it's completely fine. And there's actually no fort base on the way. So if there's ever going to be a fort, it's going to be a main cosplaying as a fort base, which is not the real deal, of course. Like the Michael Jackson impersonator at my local football club. Doesn't count. It's not the real MJ. Which honestly, if he's working around kids, might be a good thing. Oh, this Bane is going to connect. It would be a terrible marketing move as well to say exactly like the real Michael Jackson. Like while you're renting yourself out for kids parties. Not the guy that I would hire, let me tell you. And do a little bit less authentic. Don't mind me. Alright. +3 attack is about to finish up. 174 supply against 180. It's kind of a weird game. Scarlett absolutely does not need to be here, by the way. Like, this is such bait. This is such bait. She's being baited in world's worst fight. What a terrible engagement to take here out of Scarlett. A blunder. A blunder. Even if this ends up working. This is an area that does not need to be defended. Is being fought completely off creep with half of the army arriving after the battle ends. Against an opponent that is on 3 base mining. Like, you're on 5 bases even if you lose this thing with a backup 6th on the way. This is an absolutely ridiculous notion that we need to fight off creep right now. Medevac count has been taken out quite a bit, but the mines here with the new shots actually dealing a lot of damage, and just a single Hydra remaining, no Banelings. This base still needs to be given up, but now there's no Baneling bank. There's no bank whatsoever to speak of. And look at this. Guess who's feeling unleashed? It is Ryung. It is the man with the 10 freaking mules mining at the moment. Once they get a couple more medevacs in the mix, did not fight with the tanks, by the way. Flying his natural orbital over towards a 5th base location. This is awkward as hell. Look at the supplies, how close they are right now. I still believe that Scarlett is in a significantly better spot. Especially once +3 Carapace finishes up and these new spellcasters are being added in. I mean, creep is still looking kind of decent as well. I'm okay with this, but I feel like that fight was probably as poor as it could have gone. Like just non-synchronized fight, off creep. Defending a base that didn't really, you know, that was a luxury base. It's like I'm walking out of the freaking like ritual store with like my special hand soap or something like that, you know, and then a guy says, give me everything you have or I'll stab you to death. Like, I'm not gonna fight him over my rituals hand soap. Like that's a luxury. Now if we're like a nuclear war, you know, and he's trying to take my last like clean drinking water, it's a different story, but this base was the ritual hand soap, you know? And Scarlett had a couple of bottles of ritual hand soap at home as well. You know, plenty. Like, this was just the backup. Which is not a bad concept. I really believe in things that you're gonna buy many times over to just have loads of them already, so you don't need to rebuy it. I do this with trash bags. I always have like a 1.5 year supply of trash bags. Like the little tablets that you put in the dishwasher. I tried to buy them for, 9 to 12 months as well. The only problem is because you don't buy them regularly, is that it doesn't become a habit for you to buy them. So then when you finally run out, you don't realize until it's too late. So, there are some flaws on every plan, but at least it's not on your mind for a very long time. It becomes a kind of awkward engagement. Honestly, I'm not saying Ryung is winning, but he is closer to winning than he ever should have been. Like, it almost feels like he's winning. You could convince a novice StarCraft 2 watcher, not you guys, but like a novice, a new guy, the guy from work that you introduced into StarCraft because you felt lonely at the nights. Oh, actually, look at that. You might actually be winning. Oh my god, the guy from work is right. Who's the idiot now? That's what he says. What the hell? God, it's going to be so annoying about it at work as well. It's going to remind you of this failure of calling the game accurately. And he's only been watching this game for 3 weeks. You've been watching it for 15 years. You know nothing. I mean, I was wrong as well. What the hell? I mean, Ryung still has an absolutely crap setup. Don't get me wrong. He needs to attack on creep. So, for all the good fights that he's taking, these fights are being taken on his conditions. On his turf. He gives a list of requirements to Scarlett. Scarlett's like, okay, we can fight there. But now, Ryung is going to need to fight in worse positions. Gonna go here on creep. Takes an okay trade, to be honest. Loses a bunch of units, but not the end of the world. Income is fairly close. Ryung is up in supply, down in income. Way down in workers, though. And now even Knight is on the way. Lurkers are often a game changer when there's no tanks, when there's no liberators, no ghost. Yeah, 13 lurker transition might just do it. I love that there's 1900 gas in the bank as well. Scarlett's been preparing for this entire game already. Saving up 2.5k gas just in case there was going to be an 18 lurker transition. Ooh, Knight is in the main. Third base flying over to the 6th. Every base has now been doubled up. This was the only lazy command center left. Oop, Knight is gonna finish, but nothing comes out. This would be really painful as a Knight is as well. Like, dig your way all the way through the ground. As you can feel like I guess the Nidus canal is like your mouth. This is like your anus is being poked by a couple of marauders and marines. And then just as about you get the sweet release of every unit moving through your belly for like half an hour. Like your butt gets closed again. That is what constipation feels like. Oh, a big scan. Huge scan even. Wow. Actually killed a crap ton of lurkers here. What the hell? Dude, Ryung is a magician. And I'm not talking about these guys that can make a coin appear out of your ear. That's like, stuff float and stuff. What the hell? This is crazy. Here comes the flank from the right side. Do we have a scan? Ah, that's the problem with only 3 orbitals. No scans available. Okay, this is a good concave that Ryung has. The problem is, Ryung's supply has gone down quite a bit again. Scarlett is harassing multiple locations at once. Give Harvey Weinstein 8 arms and you got Scarlett in this game. Octopus Weinstein. The bane of Hollywood. Bum bum bum. Middle base now being taken. Like, this is also still a safe base. Scarlett was very focused on making sure that the side bases could never be taken for Ryung. Ryung was trying to manage a way to get every orbital command 2 different bases to mine from. Like, they were not preparing for a similar phase in the game. I actually really like what Ryung is doing, though. Just full counterattack onto these bases. Like, this is an important one because it's a gold. So there's a lot of money. But the middle one here is a serious issue. The right one is a serious issue. I mean, there's very many serious issues right now. I do not know if there's a way for Ryung to fix these issues. I mean, the boat is sinking. We're running out of food. Mutiny. All at the same time. What do you do as a captain then? Probably just jump in the water, hope there's an octopus that kills you. Yeah. Scarlett is this octopus, waiting there to lurker you to death. Oh. Some more lurks coming in. Love the mine setups. There's a lot of mine shots that have gone down in this game, which I don't think should have happened, but did happen. And I mean, Scarlett at this point is just kind of bleeding out Ryung. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just the way of the world. It's like freaking 35 lurkers to 14. Very close to 35. Seven more hydros on the way. Like, there's too much cash. There's just no mining. And the thing is that Ryung is just chasing units that he can't see. This is terrible. This is like being a ghost hunter without the ability to see the ghost, which is actually every ghost hunter, because ghosts aren't real. So Ryung is basically a ghost hunter, which is a useless profession. If I was a ghost hunter, I would have left this game a while ago. But yeah, I mean, he can scan, but then he doesn't have money. Or he can pick the money and then he doesn't have units to kill I mean, he already doesn't have units. Like, he's giving up his main base. But you can't keep running. You know, there's nowhere to run. People often say, I like being surrounded because I can attack in every position, you know, in any direction. But also, if you're surrounded by lurkers and you don't have detection, then you can't go anywhere because you're surrounded. That's really what's happening here. So yeah, it's freaking tough. I don't know what to tell you guys. Here comes the pool. Here comes the blinding cloud. And here comes the GG. Taito Citadel goes Scarlett's way as we'll be heading into game number 2. Our second game will be on White Rabbit. Oh, this is a typical Ryung build. Look at this. Reaper into Reactor Marines. Triple CC, 3 racks. This is as Ryung as it comes. Because it's not something we very frequently see. Double eBay behind this. Oh my god, this is so Ryung-like. Oh, makes sense because we are watching Ryung. But this is the type of, you know, high-level innovation that we want out of the Korean Terran player. This is why we love him. This is why I love him. Platonically love him. As a friend. Co-worker. Ooh, he's even gonna wait with stim. So he'll go for a faster +1/+1. And delay stim, is that the plan? You know what? That is a decision that I don't understand, but I like it anyway. Very frequently when we see this... Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, look at you. That's kind of cute. And factory before stim as well. Huh. The more you know. He's going to fly this thing over to clear the Overlord. Ryung is a magician when it comes to making up idiotic ideas. Did get spotted though here by these dudes. Couple of links. Seen everything they needed to see. No, there's a lot of Marines there. And boom, back home. I wonder what Scarlett's response is going to be to this early game. Okay, creep tumors once again pushing out. Phew, phew. Typical Scarlett fashion. Flying across the map. Reactor coming in. So it's going to be single tech lab. I was hoping for maybe like a stim. What do you call it? Like stim combat shield attack. But it's going to be a stim 1-1 double drop. Actually, I think this 1-1 finishes too fast even. This could go into a really sick 8 racks, by the way. Like a disgusting type of 8 racks. And now we get a fake move out pretending to be a 3 racks with stim and combat shield. Look at this. Forcing out so many links. Ryung. You dirty dog. I love it. Absolutely. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. I am a huge fan of this. +1 coming out right now. +1 carapace, +1 range. This is looking solid too. Armory. I bet this is going to go into 8 racks. And I bet the moment Ryung realizes he's playing against Roach, he's going to go 8 racks with 3 extra tech labs. And then you just pump Marauders like your life depends on it. It's not that bad. It really ain't. What's this? Reactor? Okay. I just play like just a regular 5 racks as well. It's also possible. The 2-2 upgrades are coming in quick. Like this is 2-2 before freaking combat shield starts. Like, that's a crazy timing. Infestation pit coming out as well right now. I'm expecting a fourth base to be thrown down at some point. Oh, here come the links. Here come the links. And I say, it's alright. Oh, it's gonna be Adrax. Look at that. There come the barracks. Okay, first few tumors going down. Hey, the crease spread once more. It looks phenomenal. Here comes an attack. It's not gonna work here for Scarlett. Yeah, 1-1 Marines. They pack a punch. And they also can take a bite. You know, they can be bitten and be fine by these links. They can be chewed upon. And not falter under the pressure. 40. Okay, it's going to be Tech Labs. Tech Lab, single factory, mine. So Marine Marauder, 2-2, high pressure into 4cc. Oh, very late second factory, post Adrax. Sees the extra roaches right now. And I think is going to feel quite okay about the position as a result. There's a couple more tumors on the way as well. I like how passive Ryung is doing this. You know, he's not rushing into anything crazy here. No, absolutely not. He's even potentially taking it too slow. One queen goes down, 2 queens go down, 3 queens go down, 4 queens go down. Carapace has finished up, so the 1-1 upgrades aren't as special anymore. Oh, yeah, leave. Imagine being the other Marines. Seeing one guy get pushed out of the plane, eaten by lynx, and fly away again like nothing happened. That looks so random. What the hell is that? You die. Poor kid. Ooh. Ooh, look at you. Gonna get taken out here by the queen. As Ryung is putting on some pressure here with 2-2 upgrades. Up a full set of upgrades. Decent shape as well when it comes to supply. That mine hit. That darn mine hit. Marauders haven't really made their way out onto the map yet though. The mine is going to connect with the roaches. Good pickup. Very neat pickup as we're going to pull back right now. It's going to be 5 base versus 4 base. You could even go for an orbital here. I don't think we'll get it, but you could theoretically because you're playing against high roach counts. There's already links out though. Maybe you don't want to either way. This is kind of a weird attack. So awkward. So awkward. This is a serious attack though, and Scarlett completely out of position. Mines though getting sniped before the fight really starts. Significant blunder here out of Ryung. A little bit too eager there with the mines. Not just brought them right into your opponent's face. This hatchery is gonna get cleaned up. Picks up and leaves. Of course, there's a backup for it, but that means 4 base versus 4 base. Generally considered to be good for the Zerg player. Creep has pretty much disappeared on the bottom side of the map as well, and new tumors are being planted. It does allow Ryung a lot of flexibility on where to stim, when to move forward, and how to take this engagement. Ryung, by the way, who hasn't started +3 attack yet. I don't think this is on purpose. I think this is a very significant error. Wow, it's almost connecting with these infestors. I don't think he's aware of this. Because we have drilling claws on the way. Drilling would never get priority over +3 attack. Like, not in a million years. This is still +2 attack, by the way, versus just 1 carapace, which is why Scarlett is moving back. Maybe can eventually win, but I think it's going to be quite a bad fight here for Scarlett. 1 more stim needs to be used. We have another attack coming here towards the bottom side as the Banelings almost get a connection. +3 attack starts just now. Big fungal hitting, another decently sized fungal connecting as well. Not that many Marines in the front anymore, and the Baneling count is still great. Do we have any leftover fungals? No, we don't. That's it. That is it with the fungals. Ain't nothing but a fungal party. First 4 ultras now coming out. Chitin is plating on the way here as well. As we're slowly but surely walking into what can only be considered a bit of a late game. Although it doesn't really seem like Ryung is heading there quite yet. Scarlett is on the way. Ryung has some catching up to do. Throws down the Ghost Academy 2nd starport. So the intention is here. This is most definitely a letter of intent out of Ryung. saying, hey, I want to keep working with you a little bit longer here on White Rabbit. See what we can do. 2 more CCs on the way. You have almost no creep. Hey, Ryung is in firm control, you know? At least it feels like he's in firm control. These types of games can often get turned around really quickly with one bad fight because it is so bio-heavy. Like, there's no liberators, no tanks, no mines. So if you get pushed back once, like, there's hardly any defender's advantage. Like, you have a planetary here, that's about it. So keeping control in the middle of the map is extremely important. And I think that adding in some liberators here would definitely cement your spots on the map a little bit better. They really would, given the fact that there's absolutely zero anti-air bar these 5-6 Ravagers that are out on the map right now. Ultra's moving towards the right. Is there infestors? One infestor. I don't know where it is. Okay, it's over here on the far right, but nothing available to it. Vipers are here as well. 2 more CCs. 5th CC. Or, yeah, into a planetary. Yes, I'm very afraid right now for Ryung. I think it's been too long since he's traded anything out. Like, his army is turning into utter crap. 50 Marines? Like, that is the last thing you want to be having. 21 Marauders is not that terrible, but it's not the greatest thing in the world either. It's not like, oh my god. He has 21 Marauder. I bet that's going to do great against the 30 Banes, you know, the Infestor, Viper. Like, this is a seriously sophisticated army that Scarlett is building. Oh, big fungal connecting. That's like half of the Marauders that are just being killed all at once. Vipers with the parasitic bombs coming in as well. No splits out of these medevacs. 1 more parasitic bomb coming in and everything is going to die. 135 supply for Ryung. 198 for Scarlett, who's now running into this planetary saying, hello, didn't Harstem tell you? Get some better units. If you don't trade out and you get stuck with these big marine armies, you feel strong because the number is big, but the number is fake. The Marines are like Zimbabwean dollars. They don't really count. You can have 5 million. Barely afford a bread. 20 SCVs have gone down. And just in a second it turns around like that. This is ZVT when you're... Once again, there's cosplaying. Ryung is cosplaying a late game. He's maxing out, he's adding orbital commands, but he's not trading out the Marines. You need to trade out the Marines and start building a real army. I'd almost say that his position right now is better than it was a minute and a half ago because his army is getting better. Like, as long as he doesn't die in the next 45 seconds, yes, he lost a very big fight, but at least, like, his hand is being forced into creating an army that can do something. Okay, his position is not actually better, it's worse. Like, because his mining sucks so much and he doesn't have a planetary here and he's under attack and he's probably gonna die soon. But if it wasn't for all of those things, his position could be considered better. He's still kind of building a crap army. Like, he's panic building Marines again. Which feels like the right thing to do because you want to survive. But once again, you're going to survive into an imperfect world. Which, what's the point, you know? It's better to fully commit to trying to win the game. Rather than staying alive and being a sick, limping duck, you know? Is that what you want? No. It's useless. Oh my god. That was a freaking crazy move. It's like, hey, I have 6 ghosts. Let me see if I can lose them. Mission accomplished. There's quite a few of these ghosts. Extremely overstimmed army. We're working against 3 ultras still. Big Ling run by hitting. There's nothing to defend. Or, yeah, there's nothing to attack, sorry. Like, these Lings are here. It's like, well, what are you going to do with the Lings? Not a whole lot. 4 new ultras on the way. 2 new infestors. And Ryung at this point is supply blocked, which is a bad look. An extraordinarily bad look. Refinery gets taken out as well. And I believe that we are looking at the final moments of Ryung in this series. Also the final moments of Scarlett in that series. But for Scarlett it's because she's about to win. I think she's okay with it. I'm not so sure if Ryung shares that sentiment. Ultra count still looking okay. And these small little engagements is exactly what you want. You don't want one fast engagement. You want to go in, you want to go out, in and out, and just pretty much keep going the entire time until you get maxed again, your opponent has nothing remaining. And that's what Scarlett did here. Scarlett wins this series with a 2-0 score. A masterclass in Zerg versus Terran.